Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into something that is absolutely critical for anyone with a website: core web vitals. We're going to look at 5 pretty simple fixes that you can make right now to boost your site's performance and, you guessed it, its ranking on Google heading into 2025.
Okay, let's just jump right in with a question that gets to the heart of it. You've poured all this time and energy into creating great content, but could your website's technical performance actually be sabotaging your efforts? It's a tough question, but one every single one of us needs to ask.
So here's the big shift. For the longest time, SEO is pretty much a game of keywords and backlinks, right? Well, that's not the whole story anymore. Now, Google is laser-focused on how people actually experience your website. A site that's slow, clunky, or just plain frustrating is a major red flag, even if your content is top-notch.
So, why are we talking about all this technical stuff? Well, it's simple. Your search rankings literally depend on it. Just look at how all this connects. A bad score isn't just some number on a report. It has real consequences. It means people are more likely to give up and leave, which cranks up your bounce rate. It means they might click on the wrong thing by accident, which totally tanks their trust in your site. And get this, since Google now looks at the mobile version of your site first, a bad mobile experience can drag down your rankings across the board.
All right, we've talked about the why. Now let's get into the what. What exactly is Google looking at? Well, it all boils down to 3 key metrics.
Think of these as the 3 pillars of a great user experience. First up, LCP. That's all about speed. How fast does the good stuff show up? Then you've got CLS, which is about stability. Does your page jump all over the place while it's loading? And finally, INP, which is responsiveness. When a user clicks something, how fast does the page react? Let's unpack each one. First up is LCP, largest contentful paint. You know that feeling when you click a link and you're just staring at a blank white screen for what feels like an eternity? Yeah, that's a bad LCP. Google wants to see that main piece of content, whether it's an image or a big block of text, load in under 2.5 seconds. Anything more and you're seriously tempting that back button. Next, we've got CLS. Oh man, we have all been victims of bad CLS. You go to tap a button, and right at that second, an ad loads and pushes everything down, making you click the ad instead. It's so frustrating, right? That jarring, unpredictable experience is exactly what a bad CLS score measures. And finally, there's INP. This one's a bit newer, replacing an older metric. It basically measures the entire journey of an interaction, from the moment you click or tap something to the moment you see something actually happen on the screen. If your site ever feels sluggish or laggy, you probably have a high INP score. Okay, deep breath. We know the why and the what. Now for the best part, the how. What can you actually do about all this? The good news is you probably don't need to tear down your website and start over. Let's talk about 5 simple, super high-impact fixes.
Here's the game plan. We're going to walk through these 5 steps. It's all about making your images smaller, cleaning up your code, telling your media how to behave, doing an audit of your third-party scripts, and then making sure your content gets delivered as fast as possible.
So, to tackle that slow loading time, your LCP score, the #1 offender is almost always huge images. Switching to modern formats, like WebP, and compressing them can make a massive difference. You also want to clean up your code by telling non-essential scripts to load later and use something called a CDN, which basically delivers your files from a server that's physically closer to your user. Less distance means faster load times. Simple. Now for that annoying page jumping, the CLS problem. The fix for this is surprisingly simple. You just have to tell the web browser ahead of time how much space your images, videos, or ads are going to take up. By setting the width and height right there in your code, the browser saves a spot for it. That way nothing moves around when the media finally loads in. And to get that snappy, responsive feel, to improve your INP, the focus is all on scripts. You see, heavy JavaScript can totally tie up the browser, leaving it too busy to respond to your clicks. So by getting rid of scripts you don't need and taking a hard look at those third-party tools like chat widgets and trackers, you free up the browser to do its job, which makes your whole site feel way faster. Okay, so you've put in the work, you've made the fixes, but how do you know if it's actually paying off? Let's check out the tools you can use to measure your success. And the best part is, Google gives you all of this for free. You can pop any URL into PageSpeed Insights for a quick health check. You can use Lighthouse right inside your Chrome browser for a really deep dive. And then there's Google Search Console, which shows you how your entire site is performing based on data from real people. Now, it's really important you understand this distinction. You've got lab data and field data. Lab data is like a test run in a perfect, sterile environment. It's great for debugging. But field data, that's the real world. That's what your actual visitors are experiencing. And here's the key. Field data is what Google actually uses for its ranking signals. The real-world stuff is what counts.
Whew, we have gone through a lot of technical stuff, from metrics and fixes to tools. So when all is said and done, what's the one thing you absolutely need to remember?
At the end of the day, this isn't just about trying to please some algorithm to get a better Google ranking. It's about creating an experience for your visitors that is fundamentally better, faster, and just more enjoyable. And guess what? When your users are happy, they stick around longer, they come back more often, and they're way more likely to become customers.
I love this quote because it just nails it. These aren't just random numbers. They're a direct reflection of how much you respect your users' time and attention. It's that simple. So, I'll leave you with this final thought. In today's world, your website is your digital handshake. It's the very first impression someone has of your brand. So, take a moment and really think about what that impression is communicating. Is it fast, stable, and responsive? Or is it telling your users that, well, maybe their experience isn't your top priority? The answer to that question could change everything.